gentlemen, and welcome to North Shore Live, Cooper's Corner. We are live. I can assure you we're live. This is actually the 29th of June, and the 4th of July is coming up. This is going to be a very long weekend, and we have our super duper Commander-in-Chief here, who knows all about the 4th of July parades, where they're being held, what's going on, and talk a little bit about the 150th anniversary of Highland Park here. That's up and coming and already in the works. So without any further ado, please let me introduce to you as my favorite commander, Larry Sassarosi. How are you, Larry?
Super good, thank you very much. You know, I love having your husband and your son, you know, as part of the post. You know, we had him speak. Your husband was hysterical. I thought Ken was good, but he had us rolling on the floor. I mean, he was very good.
They said he would never have to go up in a plane. He didn't have to go up, and then half an hour later, He's up in a plane. Okay, very good.
I got to tell the public, you're a real trooper. The show must go on. You've been sick all week. Yeah. I mean, you didn't miss Wednesday night, could not do a live show. So here she is. I didn't think you would be here, really. I mean, you've been dragging all week, you know. You're
Absolutely. I don't know, it was some bug, whatever it was, I don't know. But, you know, I could say the kids brought it home, but we don't have any little kids in the house, so I don't know what I've got. But the fever has subsided, so I'm good. I'm good to go.
The show must go on, they say.
The show must go on.
You're doing
Absolutely.
it. You're doing it. Very good. Well, I appreciate being here. The 4th of July in Highland Park is very interesting. I go back, of course, as a young kid watching a parade, you know, before World War II, after World War II. But where I really got involved is when I came back in 1959 from the Navy. Just before that, a JC organization started. It was originally called Junior Chamber of Commerce.
Junior Chamber.
But really it's the JCs, because none of us maybe had businesses in the town at that time.
Yeah.
And we put on a lot of activities. We started all the Little League baseball. We started the football program. But even the parades we took over. The very first parade that we had when I came back, they had one Jeep in it. One Jeep in the Boy Scouts march, you know, the Girl Scouts, you know, the American Legion, but one Jeep, okay? That was in '59. Now, I got very involved with the JCs, and then all of a sudden we were contacted by an organization that had a drum and bugle corps. They said, can we find a place to practice? You know, can you sponsor us?
Sure.
So we got to know the drum and bugle corps people, and, you know, they're phenomenal in the parade. So what had happened, so we could get them, and say if I just call them up and we say, we'll offer you $200, you know, at that time was good money, $200 was fine, but now we made a deal with Deerfield. We kick off at 10. At noon, Deerfield kicks off, and 2 Northbrook kicks off. Used to be Evanston when we first started.
Oh, yeah.
So someone can go from Highland Park right down to Deerfield and over to Northbrook. And I've done that a couple times. The last time, which is interesting, totally digressing, I was with Susan Garrett. I was state senator. I was one of her legislative aides up here. And who does she introduce but Obama? Before he even ran for Senate, he was just running.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm in the parade, he's behind us. Who is this guy?
So?
He was lively. He was the most likable guy you want to meet. Gregarious as can be.
Young.
He's running back and forth. We're barely walking forward. But we had all, and I did it even with Sass Tiger years when my brother and I. We didn't go to Northbrook, but you come down the hill when you finish the parade route. Yeah. Well, the parade always starts either by the train station, and it started at different places. One time at the high school. Now it starts by City Hall.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's St. John's Avenue going down Central.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not going on, you just take a right on Sunset Road and go to the park. However, they open up the gate if you go to Deerfield, and Deerfield's waiting for you.
Oh,
so we jump in cars there, drive to Deerfield. I did it again with Susan Garrett. We did it with my brother, Sass Tiger. And then we no sooner finish Deerfield, we get in cars again. They have 4 of us, and we we go, because we're walking, we didn't have vehicles, and they brought us over to Northbrook. So the parades got bigger and bigger. The reason I mentioned Drum and Bugle Corps, we got talking with them, and they said, I can get you all you want. So that's why we got together. So if I call up, I would say, not only do you get our payment, our donation of $200, I get you Deerfield, and I get you Northbrook. And Northbrook is vice versa. They would say, I can get you. So one time we were up to about 10 units. However, we should have a show on this. 1963, we had at the Highland Park High School athletic field at night, no lights. We had to bring in lights. An international drum and bugle corps contest. I was his chair. We brought in the American champ from Park Ridge, American Legion, the VFW champ from New Jersey, and the Canadian champ.
My goodness.
We had a battle. And let me tell you, bands, at night. The athletic field seats 1,200. We're not seating 3,000. That's another story. We also brought in lights. But because of that, they got to know us, and our parades would have a lot of drum and bugle corps units in it. But that's how
Well, that's the whole parade.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to hear the drum
music,
and bugle corps.
right,
Absolutely.
right. And they're expensive. Well, these kids work all year for it. They have to earn money, and this is a good money maker.
Sure.
So now I think they pay $1,000, which is fine. Each city pays $1,000. That's nothing to put in for each city, but they can make at least $3,000 on it.
That's incredible.
So Highland Park got bigger and bigger. In fact, oh God, when we had fireworks, we used to try to set them off ourselves. I did it once. We dug a hole. We put a tube in there.
Oh boy!
I said goodbye.
Yeah. No, that's
now
dangerous.
it's done professionally.
Oh sure.
Yeah. We did it on the beach, but unfortunately, there were not too many parking spaces down by West Park Avenue by the boat beach. Some watched it from Central Avenue, but still.
The top of the bluff.
Then finally, the Park District. Now the Park District for a time really had. They were just maintaining facilities, but they now have taken over the programs. They've taken all the sports. They're phenomenal, the Park District now, with all they have. So they have pretty well taken over the fireworks, or the city has, and I don't know who runs the parade or runs it. They do it jointly. It's a big thing.
It is, and it's remarkable because everybody participates. You've got the kids with their bicycles.
Yeah. Right.
They decorate the
Before,
bicycles.
they have the pet.
And they got the
bike
pet parade.
Yeah, right before 9:30 that kicks off.
Yeah, you got to go in front of the reviewing stand, and then all the way down to Sunset Park with the hot dogs and everything. That's the best part.
Yeah, they have a lot of activities down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the parade itself, the official kicks off at 10, but the pet and bike parade starts at 9:30.
9:30.
So we line up by the library on St. John's Avenue.
Now this is for Wednesday, the 4th of July.
Yeah, actually on the 4th, yes, right on the 4th of July.
Okay.
And so it's not like one of these Monday deals,
No,
all other holidays, but they keep the 4th of July on the 4th of July.
Yeah, okay.
And so, over the years, how it's grown, it's been unbelievable.
Now, we're not running into Deerfield's parade.
No, because we're at 10, they're at noon, see.
Okay, so they're
so purposely,
later.
they wait for us. So
okay.
a lot of people will continue on.
They'll just move on to
They
the
just
next.
move right down to continue.
Okay.
Because as you come down, you see a barricade there, which is, unless you're going to Deerfield, you take a right into Sunset Park.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, who's going on to Deerfield, goes straight through.
Okay.
And the same thing with Northbrook. But it's been I got to tell you, it got to be at least between St. John's Avenue and virtually to the very bottom, certainly a little bit beyond the post office, you're about 4 or 5 deep. This is a mammoth event.
We used to be able to pass out candy, throw candy to the kids. But now they don't let you do that.
Well, they want you throwing it. If you want to hand it out,
to
you
them.
can, because what happened, you throw it, people
Kids
are running on, kids have
yeah.
collided, but also they make it away the next vehicle. See, vehicles are coming.
Yeah.
And they may get hurt. So if you want to pass, you want to hand it out, you can hand out.
Or hand out, or little flags or whatever.
They do, yeah.
Everybody, which we have to remind everybody to please fly your flag proudly.
Oh yes, yes.
Put your flag in the ground on your front lawn, or on your deck, or in your window, or on your door. Please fly your American flag proudly, and it's for the 4th of July Actually, you can fly it all year long.
Right,
There's no law that says you
right.
can't. But the 4th of July, it's very, very important. And you must remember not to let the little kids near the firecrackers
Oh,
or fireworks,
there's still
because the
people get
hospital
injured.
be
I can't
so
believe it.
burns, terrible burns
We
on
have
their hands.
beautiful fireworks. People decide to have them
Just
in their
watch
backyard.
it. No, just watch the
Oh,
fireworks.
the injuries they get it's
It's
terrible.
terrible. I
Just
know.
terrible.
It's just terrible. They really need to watch the kids,
Right.
because the kids, to them, when the adults do it, it looks very easy.
yeah.
But the
No,
little
it's
kids
not.
don't know how
I told you
to
myself.
strike the
we
match or to whatever.
We tried to set them off 1 year. That was it.
Oh yeah. It's too
Oh,
much.
I was
No.
petrified.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
you've got rockets going every which way.
Way, and you got to you time 'em.
Yeah,
It was
no.
interesting. So you need pros to do it.
The professionals.
Yeah.
Run
So
it.
at Highland Park, it actually starts off that morning with I think a 5K run and 2-mile walk. It starts off about 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning.
Do we know what the weather's going to be on
No,
for Wednesday?
No, I really don't.
Now it's really humid outside.
No, today,
Yeah,
yes.
it's got to be 85, 90.
At least. But even if it's that warm during the day, but that's why the run is about 6 in the
in
morning.
the morning. It's,
Yeah, they run a 5K
yeah.
and they run a 2-mile walk. And then the next activity is going to be the parade itself. So that kicks off. Then you have the parade at say 9:30 with the pets and
Pet parade, bicycles, yeah, kids,
bicycle
okay.
followed 10 o'clock with the parade.
Okay.
And then we head down to Sunset Park. Now there is a lot of activity down there at
Yeah.
Sunset Park. They got rides. They have a climbing wall. I was looking at it here. They really have done a big job at Sunset Park. They have a band going on. They have a concert. You know, I'm not familiar with the latest concert, but the attractions down there are pony rides, petting zoo,
A
carnival
pony
rides,
ride, oh my God.
bounce houses, all right?
Yeah, you go down there. And,
Okay, cardinal games, inflatable games, you know, and like the Lions Club that I'm a part of, we're going to have hot dogs as we always have. A lot of restaurants have food there.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
so it's
tasting room,
I'm
okay.
telling you, Sunset got bigger and bigger. You know, the parade used to be over.
That's right.
Everybody went home.
Once you reach Sunset Park, everybody
Yeah.
said, "All right, let's get in the car and go."
No, but now they keep them there. Then, at about 5 o'clock, it moves to the athletic field where the fireworks are. Now they don't
That's
come
right.
on until 9 or
That's right.
8:30,
Yeah.
but they have events going on at the athletic field.
Yeah, this is right across of the
Highland Park Country
of the
Club.
Highland Park Country
You're
Club.
right. You can park
And-
there.
and,
Yeah.
yeah, the parking lot, and just you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to see exactly what's there. Anyway, they have entertainment. I know they have a lot of games for the kids,
Yeah,
and then the fireworks. So it's a really full day of activities.
and the fireworks are really terrific.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Oh no, they're outstanding.
it's a
big-
1 hour of fireworks. I think it's from 9 to 10.
Yes.
And I remember just sitting on the lawn there on the field,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
seeing this huge mushroom go
Yeah,
up.
no, they did a great job,
with all
yeah.
different colored, spectacular. Looked like sprinkles of glitter. It was pink and
Yeah.
silver and gold. Beautiful,
Yeah,
just
you know,
beautiful.
they're very exciting. They do a good job. I hate. Years ago, it used to be 2,000 or 3,000. Now it's got to be 5 times that. I mean, to get them
Oh,
to come
yeah.
and put on the fireworks. But that way, you don't have to do it at home. I mean, it's a good safety factor. It's there.
Actually, what you're doing is joining the community.
Right.
Everybody's together.
Let me tell you, they
And,
load that park. I mean, that athletic field is.
I mean, everybody is,
Right.
and if you don't know your neighbors, that's a good way to know your
Right.
neighbors. You could be sitting next to someone who lives across the street of you,
don't-
and you never even knew it.
Right.
You know, I mean, this day and age, Larry, everybody is very busy.
Yes.
I mean, if you get a wave of a hand, hi, hello, or goodbye, that's good.
Right.
But you could be sitting next to somebody that says, "Oh my God, you know, I live across the street. I don't even know you."
Or you meet
know.
other people who you wouldn't have met elsewhere.
Otherwise,
you may have
that's
seen
right.
them shopping at Sunset or
Yeah,
someplace
that's
or
correct.
Target,
That's
but all of
right.
a sudden now you get a chance
To
to
be
talk
right
to
next.
them.
That's right. That's
So
right.
parking, I mean, there's enough parking because the athletic field itself has a lot of parking, but
Yeah.
the Highland Park Country Club, or former Highland Park
Yeah.
Country Club.
It's right across the
still
street.
Right across the street.
And you could park in there
Right.
and then walk across
Right.
to the school.
Yeah,
Now, we have to let everybody know that maybe they don't know, that the athletic field is where the district office is.
Right.
So
District
if they,
1 high school,
yeah,
yeah.
if they need a landmark,
Yeah,
that's a landmark.
That's a good landmark. Yeah, well, actually across from Target, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
And just
it's
east
good.
of where Staples is,
Yeah.
that one shopping
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
I mean, it's a major field, and they maintain it well. So that's exciting. I got to tell you, that's.
Do we know, or can we approximate how many people, we might
I really don't know that. I'd like to find out how many people, actually.
might come? Yeah.
Yeah, might be at the athletic field. I just know along the parade route. I mean, it is packed. I mean, I'm talking 4 or 5
I know
deep.
I know deep.
Going all the
yeah.
way from St. John's Avenue all the way down to the bottom of the
Yeah,
hill.
yeah. And not everybody's already got their numbers to be in line.
Oh
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
to
Like
be
we're
in line.
number 4. In other words, we're the 4th unit.
Okay.
The first one would be the VFW Honor Guard with the flags.
Okay.
And then comes, I believe, the fire department. Then comes the parade marshal. This year it's the Women's Club.
Oh.
It's their 100th year. By the way, next year,
Wow.
the 150th anniversary, the American Legion has its 100th year.
Wow.
We're 99 years this year.
Oh my goodness.
But
sakes.
so we're number 4 after the it's going to be the League of Women Voters is
League of
being
Women,
yeah.
okay.
So we're next after that, and the Cub Scouts are who we sponsor are behind us, So we
That'll be
get done
nice.
early, so we get down to the park, which is very, very nice. It's an exciting time.
It is, the only thing is that, you've got to keep up with the momentum of the parade.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to choose to walk, then you've got to walk
Oh
it.
yeah, they got people along. It moves along pretty well.
Because if you try to, sit it out or slow down, then you're lost because it just keeps
No, it's got
going.
to follow
It
a
just-
certain.
yeah,
Otherwise, you
it
get a
just
big
keep-
gap
oh,
in between.
Yeah, it just
No,
keeps
that's
going.
a good hour, which is a good period of time. For
And
the
to wear a
parade.
pair of good shoes,
Yes.
good walking shoes,
Right.
sneakers, and always be hydrated.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Always so.
Yes,
you know,
we're
you have
talking
to-
ourselves here.
You have to be hydrated. You have to be hydrated because that's so important. That water evaporates quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so
Definitely.
you need to either carry a small water container or something you can either drink or splash
Yeah,
on your
because
face.
there is no way until you get down to the park. There's some water fountains there, but you can buy,
The
water,
bottled water,
down
yeah.
there. But along the parade route, now also a lot of people bring their chairs. You'd be the unbelievable
Oh
number
yeah,
of folding
yeah.
chairs.
That's
they
the
sit.
folding chairs.
Yeah, because they get there many times 2 hours early. Takes an
Listen,
hour for the
they
parade.
come out from their houses on Central Avenue.
Oh, the ones who live there, yes.
Yeah, with their lawn chairs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, they
people
put the
come-
lawn chairs right
If
on
you
the
drive there at
parkway.
8 o'clock, or even say 7 o'clock, people are they're putting chairs up
Yeah.
to reserve their park.
place, yeah.
You had to see how many
Yeah.
chairs are out there by
Yeah,
that time.
because they don't want to lose their place,
Right.
and if they're there early enough. But the
Yeah.
point is that
It's the honor system. I think it works pretty well because you could move it, but I mean, people come out there and they put down their chairs. and-
that means this portion of land I'm going to be staying on. So yeah,
they get
so we have to let our viewers know again that we're talking about the 4th of July, 2018. So you need to know that the parade is early in the morning, about 9 o'clock. The kickoff time will be in front of the Highland Park City Hall, which is near the library.
Right.
And bring bottled water, hydrate yourself. The pet parade, bicycle parade, the kids parade is before.
Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah, is at 9:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. There's no rain day, but I mean, It's the 4th of July, and if it rains,
It rains.
and the parade goes on. So, so the parade starts really with the floats.
Right.
Floats
Right.
at 10 o'clock,
Right.
and that will be traversing St. John's
Right to Central. And,
to Central and down to Sunset.
right, Sunset
And
Road.
wear, clothing accordingly, because whatever the weather is, if it's too hot, that you can take off your sweater if you've got a little blouse underneath, or swimsuit. The kids wear swimsuits all the time, so that's a good time for them. And we forgot to talk about the water park. That'll be open.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's
going to be
open
going to
the
the water
whole
park.
time, big water
yeah,
park.
so that will be a good, refreshing note
Right.
after the 4th of July parade. Now, you were talking about some information that is it going to be Highland Park's 150th?
Yeah, it is. Before I do, I got to tell you, I got to thank Rick Schumacher. I'm actually on the time. I'm working for Rick. I'm on the clock now. Rick Schumacher, Rick's Auto Body, which you know. I know him too well recently because I had 3 accidents.
Oh, that's not the way. That's not the way to know people.
No, but I met him when he first started in business in '70 with my brother. We had SAS Tire.
Yeah.
We both started in early to mid '70s, and it's just too funny. Yeah, next year is, and I don't know what it's called. See if I can pronounce it. Sesquicentennial.
Centennial, that's right.
150th. Okay, we give up 150th. And to talk about a plan,
My God.
take a look at this thing. This is
a
basically
plan.
the plan here, and it has several pages, several elements. There's going to be events all year going on commemorating the 150th anniversary.
Wow.
Now, I was here for the 100th. That was just 50 years ago. And Highland Park has such a strong history, any town, but really, Highland Park has several elements of its history. And one is a strong military history because we're next to Fort Sheridan. And during World War II, only World War I, but during World War II, that was a very active base.
Oh, yeah.
Very active. In fact, what's interesting, prior to that, when people were stationed there, Mark Clark, who was a general under Eisenhower in Europe, and the one who designed a D-Day plan. In other words, Eisenhower was a general in charge. His problem was keeping the British general and the French general, de Gaulle and Montgomery, from shooting each other. I mean, just from trying to get the spotlight. Mark Clark, who went to Elm Place School, became a general, and that was his job. He was the main technician. Okay.
That's what it is.
Secondly, Wainwright, who was, he was also graduated from there.
Wainwright, yeah.
So there's a strong history. Now, in World War II, people don't realize that we had a very active USO here. They talk about the one in Hollywood where the actresses would come out and
the
dance.
stage tour, yeah.
They would dance with the servicemen. Well, I tell you, they had a big one here. It's located, more recently was the Lions, no, not the Lions.
No, it's the Moose.
The Moose, which is across from Sunset.
Yeah.
And the Moose had it. Now the building's for sale. The Moose has, stepped out of it. But that was a big USO. They're very, very active. Now for us kids, on Saturday morning, they would have movies for us, free movies for us.
Yeah.
On Saturday, so I remember that well, Saturday morning. But a lot of things happen with the military. They go, even to this day, many military.
And
they go
listen,
to school here.
Even further north, Great Lakes, that's,
What's
that was
interesting
World
about
War
Great
I.
Lakes, the families live at Fort Sheridan.
Yeah.
In other words, the Fort Sheridan base is basically closed. It's a reserve unit.
Yeah.
So it's only really active on weekends. However, there was major housing built for service people.
Families, yeah.
So they're filled by Great Lakes personnel now. And they go to our various schools. They go to, Elm Place is not closing, but they went to Northwood.
Yeah.
They go to Edgewood, Red Oak. They go to the various schools.
Yeah.
So, but as far as activities, they're going to have a major bash, real big activity. They're going to tie in with Amy Amder. She has, the Port Clinton Art Fair.
Amateur, yeah.
And she also has the art fair, which was just recent. And so they're going to even down to even have a vehicle sticker. That's a detailer. We're going from having a vehicle sticker to having a mammoth week-long bash, having bands come in and perform, people entertained. There's going to be a commemorative book, coming out.
Boy, that's big.
I mean, they got the social media involved. They got the vehicle sticker. Oh, Martin Luther King Day kicks it off, January, and they want to have 150 service projects. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll talk about ourselves. The American Legion, we're going to have events by our monument up there, the Flag Day ceremony on June 14th. We're also going to have a night, a day we're going to, even though it's outside, we're going to try to simulate a USO. Have what the sing, they had donuts and they had coffee. And the young girls from Highland Park, would come up, and many of the wives of service guys who were overseas would be at the USO to help.
They were serving sandwiches.
They
right.
Did that. So that was done. Now with the Lions Club, which I'm also on, we're going to bring up. They have a like one of these house campers, a real big recreational camper.
Wow.
And on it they do both eye exam, because we're really big with the blind, working with the blind, and hearing. So that's going to be announced. So that's how that's the 4 projects there.
Wow.
And so they're asking, the Rotary Club will have projects, all the schools have projects. So somebody was doing something of service. You want to try to get 150, projects throughout that week. But the big things are, again, I can't get over.
And this is going to be for an entire year.
The entire year.
Not just a day
No.
or
It kicks
a week.
off in January with Martin Luther King, and then it goes
2019
next year.
2020.
Well, until the end of 2019.
Okay.
I think
December.
the last events are in November of 2019. But they're just mammoth events. I mean, you look at this.
I know you.
I got to tell you, it's being. Of course, we're all volunteering, but the city manager,
Gita,
is phenomenal. She is so organized. She comes right down, and this was on an 8.5 by 11. None of us could read it, so she expanded it. Here, dealing with artists, a commemorative book. The 4th of July parade, the Portland Taste Festival. I mentioned that's Amy's deal. They're going to have major public art display. Oh, they're going to have tours of historic homes. It goes on and on what they're going to have. A kids stage, the military band, a quilt unveiling.
Quilting bee. Oh my God.
I don't know what that is, but cake cutting and sing happy birthday. A lot of music. The Stubbe Cabin, holiday lighting. So it goes through basically Christmas.
Stubbe Log Cabin. Oh my God.
Yes, and so it's just going on and on. So that's going to be an exciting year. I mean, they got details for their details. Just walking tours and bicycle tours. Jensen Private Gardens in Public, small cabin drawing contest submission. All different things here. It's just oral history. That's a big thing. Oral histories. Those of us who grew up here can remember. Because you encapsulate it in oral history, fashion and clothes over the years. That'll be interesting.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yes. Native American history, because it takes us a couple trees in Sunset which are built in a certain, have grown a certain way, because that was how the Indians knew how to get up there along the Green Bay Trail. The Green Bay Trail was a trail done by the Indians, and that takes us from Chicago to Milwaukee.
Oh, wow.
In Sunset Park, you see a couple trees which are purposely bent, were raised, grown a certain way. Concert series around the lake. We're going to have lakefront boat tours, a pancake breakfast at the yacht club, walking tours of lakefront homes, tour of the water treatment plant, which it sounds funny,
well,
but
no,
it is
it's
exciting.
Interesting. It's interesting.
Smelt fishing and fry, homemade.
Fish fry.
Oh, boat regatta, homemade boats. You know how a lot of times you see on TV all the boats go by. We're going to have you do homemade ones, and a giant slide that goes into the lake. The kids will love that.
Oh yeah, that will be good.
See, in Highland Park when I grew up,
this is like, or was, like a resort area.
Yeah.
Because people used to come from the city.
Yeah.
And come out this way.
Yeah, they would live in in the winter going to school during
Yeah.
the school year in the city, but come out here in the summer.
Summer, sure.
Now Highland Park, was always a pretty substantial community. I mean, people don't know where the overpass is. There used to be a riding staple there, horse riding. Had horses there, and a big thing were the golf courses. A lot of us were caddying and bobolink, in Northmore, and then of course it's in Glencoe, just in Glencoe Lakeshore Country Club. We would caddy. But a big thing in Highland Park were the amateur sports. In other words, a lot of kids we had very good high school teams, okay? But not many went to college at that time. We're talking the 40s,
Well,
like they are now.
you've got a war that was going on,
Right.
so
the 40s and 50s, they would have softball games. They would pull 2,000 to 3,000 people down to Sunset Park watching.
Wow.
They had the 12-inch ball, which was a very fast pitch, and the best
That's
pitcher.
a huge ball. 12.
Well, now that's a 6-inch, but this is the 12-inch,
Wow.
very fast pitch. There was the best pitcher worked up at in Kenosha for that time it was called Hudson Motors, became American Motors.
Oh my God.
And they would capture him before he would go out, maybe with his buddies to the bar. They'd get him in a car, bring him to Highland Park. He was our pitcher. But a lot of local talent because guys did not go to college. In fact, in football, it was semi-pro. We would play Rockford. We would play Milwaukee. We would play Kenosha, teams out of Chicago, who were done with high school.
Yeah.
So Highland Park was loaded with sports, and we would, watch it, and then Highland Park High School had a construction program. In fact, my house was built by classmates of mine. I mean, there's about 6 homes, and they're going to be showing next year, which
Really?
were built by the high school.
Oh my
Down around
goodness.
Subdivision. I mean, they would have an experienced plumber there
Yeah.
overlooking them, but the kids would do the work. They would actually do the plumbing, the electrical work. In fact, I used 2 when I built my house in 1960 in Sunset Park. I had Bertucci Manfredini build my home. They were the general contractors, but they learned it at the high school. Now, so many go to college. What they've done at College of Lake County. In fact, my son went there with the mechanical portion, learned how to be an auto mechanic.
Oh wow.
So all the high schools will send, whoever kids want to be involved in terms of learning trades. This was it, trades, the word
Well,
I'm
the
looking
trade
for.
schools are very important, Larry.
Okay, and so now they do it by sending, like Deerfield has a bus going, Highland Park has a bus going.
Yeah, liberal arts is wonderful, but if your kid is more orientated on using their hands,
Right.
Electricians, plumbers,
Well, look around here, Pasquesi
carpenters,
Plumbing. Ravinia
Pasquesi,
Plumbing, I think he's got 20 trucks. They all learned their trade at the high school. Joe
Yeah, oh my
Pasquesi and
gosh.
Ariano, who were, with the Ravinia Plumbing.
Yep.
And you got little Tommy the plumber.
Oh,
I use him, but I mean he went to Highland Park High School. He learned his trade there and did electrician.
what it seems to be is that even though the kids may be here, they grow up here, they don't really want to leave.
Oh no, we have a high
Some-
retention of people coming
some
back.
leave, but the others stay. They find their mate or whatever, they buy a home, and they stay.
Yeah, yeah,
The community is very tight-knit,
yes.
very tight-knit.
Now I know my own grandson. He went to Highland Park High School, went to college at Wesleyan, and down about Bloomington. Now he's come back here. A lot of the buddies he played have all come back here to raise their families here.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I mean, he's involved with the high school with some of the coaching programs there. But the point is, they've come back. So Highland Park is amazing. Not everybody just disappears when they hit a certain age and find something.
Well, because they think, it's too small. They want to go somewhere big.
Yeah.
So they think New York or California.
Right.
California, they wanted to make into 3 states or something.
That's
So
another subject.
it's incredible. It's going to go into the Pacific Rim anyhow. So, I got a brother that's down there, and he'll send me a postcard when
he's floating
when
away.
it floats away and becomes an island. It'll be called California Island, not Catalina, but California.
That's funny.
So, but, the Illinois, Chicago is big, but it seems that Highland Park
Oh, it's maintained its
is
population
not,
very
yeah,
strong.
not just a little suburb.
Right.
Not a little
Look at all
suburb.
the new units being built in Highland Park.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of units are being built and homes. I mean, things are very active in Highland Park.
Well, you know, God only made so much land, and so if they've got a house on there, they got to, and somebody purchased it,
Right.
they have to take that house down to put up something else that somebody else wants.
No, it's surprising how they come back. I'm just amazed. I mean, my generation did, and one of my children, 4 are here, but they always come back to visit.
Come back, sure.
But now the grandkids, and who are in their these are in their mid to late 20s, are coming back. You know, they went to school, and they've worked different places. You know, it's a great place to be because you're downtown and you're only 26 miles from downtown.
Well, this is like the country, and the city. You open the front door, and there's the city. You close it. You open your back door, and you're in the country.
Yeah.
You're in the country.
Yeah, no, very definitely. It's nice and close. You can be downtown no
Yeah.
time at all.
Yeah.
Well, if you go west, the problem with living west, I mean, say, Deerfield isn't bad because it's close to Eden's Highway. You get west of there, in the evening, there's no good east-west street. Lake Cook Road, Route 22, Route 60. Trying to go west to
Packed,
176.
Yeah, no,
So
packed.
we're in a very, very good area. And look how good the town's
The
being
Metro
clean.
is right here in
right
downtown
yeah.
Highland Park.
Yeah.
So really, in about less than a half an hour, you could be downtown.
Oh, you're
Chicago.
downtown at all. Even
Yeah.
driving, if there's no traffic, you're downtown. And
Well,
you
I
have-
prefer to take the train. The
yeah.
driving, I've already experienced that, thank you. And, you know, you either have to be there before the rush or after the rush. Because if you're in the rush, you have no rush anymore. It is a parking lot, a solid parking
If
lot.
I have an appointment downtown, I give myself an hour and a half.
Oh, my
I mean, which is
goodness.
because normally it's a 26-minute drive, okay?
Wow.
But in the morning, before 10, after 10, maybe it gets to an hour. But I give myself an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to get downtown.
Well, when I used to have meetings with my groups that I would meet with from the state, from whatever, I'd have to catch the 7:26 in the morning.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to love to go into the train station. You smell leather. First thing, you smell leather from everybody's briefcases and the men's aftershave.
Right.
Even if I was half asleep, I could smell it. And then, you know, you're downtown,
Downtown,
by
20 minutes,
And
yeah.
I walked from Canal to
That's
State
a
Street.
long walk now.
Yeah, I walked from over the bridge,
Yeah,
walked over
yes,
the bridge.
yes.
Oh yeah, walked
That's a
from
long
Canal
walk,
Street. Yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes it was wintertime, but you know, I figured, well, it wasn't too bad. I could make it. Now, if I feel I can't make it, I'd rather
No,
call
that
a
station
cab,
is
you
about
know.
500 or 600 west.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a
Canal?
good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
jaunt from there to down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was in my younger days that I could do that. But, I don't think, Lair, I could do it now.
No, I
but,
couldn't walk that now,
To
but,
walk it, no, that walk was, and even in a brisk, because I have to make a meeting at 9 o'clock. You better get your hiking shoes on to
you
get the
gotta
hell
get-
down
yeah.
there. So
No, it's unbelievable. So it's going to be an exciting year next year. I mean, imagine we started.
now, are there going to be any particular dedications?
Well, there's going to be a space capsule we'll do. I know we had one at the 100th year.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they're going to do a space capsule, of course. But I mean, they're employing everything they can. You know.
But I mean, is there something special, like, you know, we've got the flag on St. John's and
Yeah.
Central. Is there something that's going to be monumental
You know
like
what?
that?
There should be a special flag. Let me make a note of that for the next meeting. To fly under, you know, a special
Yeah.
commemorative flag.
Commemorative flag for 150 years.
Yeah, no. No, that's a good idea.
Thanks.
Very good. But this time capsule, I call it a space capsule, time capsule, opening the old
it's
one.
space. It takes up space.
Yeah, I mean, I said space.
Yeah.
I open up the old one, and it's going to be, I mean, that's going to be done in March. Of course, it's unbelievable. I keep going through this.
Oh, you could get lost going through there.
And in March, there's this film fest of new movies. Engage Mark McMahon, the Lake Forest artist, or comparable to create map of Highland Park. Partner with interested stores to sell Highland Park maps and merchandise. Have logo merchandise. Focus on the arts. Opening night is in April. Art night is also in April. And dance night, that's interesting. Dance night, April 11th. Now this is something. Oh, the sister city that I was involved with at one time. We have a sister city in Mexico and one in Italy.
Yeah, Italy, I know.
And so they're going to have Mexican Day of the Child. Now there's a bus tour here, architectural, around, tour one. Listen now, Hollywood and Highland Park.
Huh.
Because maybe they made movies here to show where they
Oh,
made
yeah,
movies.
they did.
Okay?
Sure. Ferris Bueller's Day Off was made here.
Made here. So their movies were made here. I just happen to think, oh, good Lord, what is his name? He, very active now with veterans. He was in the movie, Gump,
Gary
Sinise.
Sinise.
Digress. They started in Highland Park. They started at Immaculate Conception Church in the basement, okay?
Yeah.
Then when they had this, we happened to build a school that also had an auditorium there, and they would perform there. Now, also in that same building is the kitchen. Now, my mother happened to be one of the main volunteers in the kitchen.
The kitchen, I know.
And she would say, I know those young kids are taking some of our food, you know. And then all of a sudden, there seemed to be an abundance of toilet paper always being missing. Now, I never paid much attention to this, and then all of a sudden, Gary Sinise, he was in Highland Park.
He went to Highland Park High School.
Highland Park High School. Now, this is a couple of years ago, and I said, wait a minute, is he the same guy?
Yeah.
And I quickly called some people in Highland Park. Oh, yeah, we went to school with him. He was part of the Steppenwolf. I think it was called
Steppenwolf,
the Steppenwolf Theater. And it started in Highland Park. I started reading about it. I never paid attention. So I had occasion to meet him. I'm very involved with veteran affairs. And he was at veteran affairs. I said, this is Sinise, I got to tell you, I should put you over my knee and spank you. Why? You remember being at IC? You remember sort of raiding the kitchen? He got all red. My mother was in charge of that kitchen, and thank God she didn't catch you, because I know what she could do. He laughed, and he laughed at that. No, he was very involved. He shows up here now and then. You wouldn't know it. He walks around like a just unbelievably very humble person.
Well,
I've seen him at Veteran Affairs. He comes out, greets everybody. I mean, he's big time, but he's just as unreal. Okay, so they're going to have historic homes in May. And then art in Highland Park in June. And then they're going to have lawn signs for historic homes. They're going to do a big puzzle. They make you find different parts of Highland Park.
oh my goodness.
I mean, and then the music festival is going to be in June and July. The Battle of the Bands. Lakefront boat tours will be in the summer, obviously. Some mural. I don't quite follow what the mural. Commission mural. Oh, where they're going to put it. They're considering down in Ravinia. Have, which mural, have competition for that. A commemorative book, I mentioned to you the
commemorative book.
That's going to be on September, October. And of course, the 4th of July parade. And then again, with Amder Productions have the Art Fest and the Taste of Highland Park. And the big bash, here it is, it's Friday, August 23rd, 3 to 10.
August 23rd.
To coincide with the art festival in the Taste of Highland Park. Amy gets so many people here with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that'll be with them. The big bash. I didn't know I had the dates here when I first read this.
That's good.
They're going to do window painting of the stores, the businesses, July and August. And then they have that same night, they have the kids stage, they have a military band, we mentioned before, the quilting, music headliner. Then in October, Arts and Active arts are active and thriving in Highland Park. Open houses, trolley rides. Now, that's just interesting.
Larry, a trolley ride.
Yeah,
Oh
I think
my
you can rent
goodness
those trolleys.
sakes.
Then the Stubby cabin tours, holiday lighting in November. I told you, it goes to November.
November.
And time capsule dedication. Aha.
And where is it?
December 2019 history, dedication of a new time capsule. I'm not saying
Oh
it's
my
called a
God.
time capsule. With
You
souvenirs.
said space capsule.
I said space.
That's odd.
Time capsule. Souvenirs, communications from the 150th celebration. Stuff you've accumulated. And it ends right there with the dedication of the time capsule in December. I'm telling you, look how this is organized. Unbelievable.
Terrific.
I just made comments myself about the sports. You know, in the we talked how high school had trade schools. That's so important. I mean, you want a plumber, you want an electrician. Where do they get trained? Now, granted, 95% of the kids here go to college.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I just know myself. I know guys I went to school with. I may have gone to college. I was a naval officer and all that. But these guys who stayed in the trades, I wish I made what they made in a way. I mean, they've done very well. They've done very well. You know, you think about the Mahoney Plumbing, Ravinia Plumbing.
These are home-based kids.
Yeah, Joe Pasquazi,
Yeah,
I call him Plumber Joe, you know.
Yeah, Joe Pasquazi.
He's my second cousin, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my mother was a Pasquazi, you know. So.
Oh, my God.
So it's going to be a year of events. So throughout the year, we should be coming on.
Mary, was she your cousin, Mary Pasquazi?
Well, there's a lot of Mary. Which one?
Nancy.
Nancy, yes.
Nancy.
Nancy was my mother's first cousin.
Oh.
Nancy's the one that grew me. Nancy, when I went away to school in high school, I went away my first 2 years, she would write letters for my mother. And Nancy, when I came back, she said, all right, now it's your turn, your generation. She put me on this committee, that committee. I got put on the 107 school board. Nancy was the most prominent. She was the matriarch of the Italian family in Highland Park in terms of activities. You know, she passed away recently.
Yeah, I heard she was so active. She was doing the quilting. She used to do the.
Yeah.
I said, Nancy, I'll put you on the program. And she did all the quilting, baby quilts for babies for the kids. Yeah.
No, she was a leader. Again, she was my mother's first cousin. My mother, because I'm just thinking, her father and my mother's father were brothers.
Ah.
Yeah. There were 4 brothers, 4 Pasquazis, and they lived in Highland Park. Highwood was already full, so a lot of us moved to Highland Park, which the church was on Deerfield Road, Green Bay. You go down Deerfield Road, Cutter McDaniels was all Italian at that time. So it's, she was my mentor.
She was a sweetheart.
She was my mentor, because when I came back, she said, okay, I brought people to the hospital to interpret. We do our own interpret. You bring them, you know. Because again, a lot of my family, I came to this country just before World War II. I was the last of my country to get here. I came as a citizen because of my grandfather and father. My mother did not. So we traveled on the boat from Genoa to here.
How did you take that?
Well, I was so young, I didn't know the difference. Now, this is oh God, is this politically correct? I hope it is. I got to tell you a cute story now.
Are we worried about politically correct?
This may be political. I came over as a 2.5-year-old. So when I'm between 1 and 2, you're all over the city, all over our little town in Italy. And I had an uncle who worked up in the hills, and they made charcoal. They'd take the trees, and however they made, he came down suited with black all the time, always with black. And I'd run up to him. Zio was for uncle. Zio Carlo, I'd hug him. Zio Carlo. And do this every day. And I eventually left when I'm 2.5 years old. So, I mean, how often did I do this? At 1 o'clock, when a 1-year-old, maybe you can, and you're not walking then.
How can you walk? Yeah.
So I would greet her in that way. So anyway, we come to America now. We get on the boat, and we land in New York. Actually, 81 years ago, I landed in New York, January 21. So now I'm 84. But I'm told this now. We go to the New York station, and down steps this conductor who's black. I go running up, Seal Carlo, Seal Carlo.
Oh,
I hugged
because
him.
it was-
I thought he was my uncle.
Oh, that's
I followed
cute.
him. They say I walked between Chicago and New York. I mean, New York and Chicago. He gave me ice cream. I followed him around like Velcro
Your
was attached
baby,
to.
baby. Oh,
That's too
sure.
funny. No. So we came over here.
You don't know how long it took on the boat to come.
You know what? I don't know. I know when it landed. I don't know when it left. I had to go to Naples because I was a citizen. See, just before World War II, the only embassy was in Naples. You would think there'd be one in Rome.
Rome,
No,
yeah.
my mother had to go. We're from way north.
Yeah.
We're up by Florence. So nothing but in Florence, nothing in Venice.
Yeah.
He had to go, nothing in Rome. She had to go all the way down to Naples.
Wow.
So we caught the boat in Naples, then we went to Genoa and picked up the rest of our family. So I came in from Genoa, you know.
My mother came from Buenos Aires, Argentina,
Okay.
and she was like 7 years old, 6, 7 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were on the 30 days on a boat.
I think
Can
we
you
were,
imagine?
I would say 20 days.
All
I
they were
would say.
speaking was Spanish, you know. And but she came from a large family. My grandmother was one of 13.
Oh my God.
My mother, my grandmother only had my mother one. So look
really?
at that, from 13.
That's
yeah.
odd, yeah.
So and then the boat sank, they said, and then they were in a lifeboat for 30 days.
Oh my God.
So I'm not happy with. She told me this story. I'm so fearful of boats. I mean, everybody said, "Oh, did you go for a cruise?" Me on a boat? I don't think so. I got to put my feet on terra firma here. Oh no, no, no. But how families traveled, see?
Yeah, and they gave me no thought to
Yeah.
it. I mean, they wanted to come to this country
Yeah.
legally, and they went to. And my mother she had to go through. You know what's really funny though? She went through. We landed in 37. Finally, by 1941, thanks to people like Nancy, she was able to go up and pass to get her citizenship.
Yeah.
We found out years later she was actually a citizen. Her father was over here, and she was listed. All his
With
children
yeah,
were
yeah.
listed. So she did not know. She went through the procedure.
Oh,
Yeah.
see that? And my grandmother's brothers and sisters, they were raising Argentina racehorses.
Oh, really?
They were
wow.
yeah, they had big farms.
Ooh,
But the other relatives, she's one of 13. They came from Italy. There were some from
Oh,
Italy.
yeah, no. A lot of Italians have gone to Argentina.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
from Italy, from London. They were all
Lot from
gathering
Italy.
to come. Yeah.
Italy is. They migrated to
Yeah.
Argentina in
Yeah.
numbers,
Yeah,
big numbers.
so
yeah. Some
they-
went to Canada, Argentina, big time to the United
They
States.
came to the
yeah.
United States, yeah. And they said they had to wait. You have to wait. You have to wait. But and they never saw snow. They didn't know what snow was.
Oh, that's true. That's
You know
true.
what I'm
Yeah.
Argentina, they don't have any snow in Argentina. And she didn't know what this white stuff was falling. It's, tastes good. We don't know what this is. But it was interesting, these stories she used to tell, And then when Rotary had a meeting in Buenos Aires, Argentina, I definitely went.
Did you go?
I did. I wanted to meet family I never met before.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
And I did. I met them. I wouldn't have known them if they'd be walk on the street.
Right,
I have
right.
no idea. And I met them. It was really intriguing. I heard about them for 50 years.
Now you finally met
and
them.
I
yeah.
met them. I met them. And so some came in from Italy and back home to Argentina, and then I met them. But it was very interesting. And their lifestyle is different, very continental over there,
See, I don't know that.
Oh, very, very continental. And Argentina has no chocolate. Caramel or caramel, however you want to call it.
Oh, I got it.
No chocolate.
no
This
kidding.
is, America, even the servicemen, here's a Hershey bar, here's
Hershey,
a,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
No, they don't have chocolate.
kidding. Wow,
I went into every bakery before I went to their house to be able to bring them
Bring
something.
them something.
Yeah.
No,
And I said, oh, look, that's chocolate.
No, no, no.
I said, do you have any chocolate? No, we have no
I
chocolate.
didn't know that. Yeah.
No, they can bake you a cake with whatever, but caramel,
kidding.
depends on how you pronounce it. Yeah, but no chocolate. And I thought that I lost, I couldn't wait to get a bite of a chocolate cookie. I just, here oh my God. But Rotary did a wonderful thing, and
That's great. I didn't know you did it. No.
Yeah, I'm happy that I went when I went, because that was a time that I was anticipating to meet family. My mother would write everybody, write constantly, write. But I said, we don't know. This was before the cell phones, before anything.
Oh yeah, it's all
we don't know
rate.
what they look like. I said, how do I know what they look like? How do I know? I don't know. I don't know. If they were dark, I'm light. I said, I don't even know. Are you sure I'm connected to them? They got dark eyes. But it was interesting, very interesting. And their holidays, and when then we saw a bullfight. I wasn't too happy about that.
I saw those. Yeah.
I wasn't too happy about the bullfight, but it was an interesting time. Happy that I went.
Well, I went back. I came here in 1937. I went back in the late 1990s. There was a fire at the church in our town, and we raised money. We went over to rededicated it. And I met people I'd not met before, because my father had he had two other siblings. One stayed there. So I got to meet the 5 boys and 1 girl. In other words, one of the branches. Everybody else came there except for that one branch. All my mother's family all came over, but
They just leave everything? Is that what you do? I mean, I don't know. I've never been
a lot of them,
to go
I think we still own the house over there, which he gave to one of his nephews.
To keep on,
Yeah. So there were 3. Yeah, there was he and 2 sisters.
But they have to uproot everybody and say, okay, we're going to America.
Yeah, but see, it was important, But they went back and forth a lot. They went back and forth, visiting. In the winter months, because in the summer here they worked. Like my grandfather worked at Exmoor Country Club.
Yeah.
And they were the tradespeople. They were the people who did the marble work or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Here's some music. I think
that's our music. Okay. Oh yeah, the Italian marble, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, it's our music to tell everybody that the program is going to be on next week, but we want to tell you all about the 4th of July, downtown Highland Park, and please make sure that you're in the parade. Bring your water with, hydrate yourself. Don't let the little kids play with matches or firecrackers or anything. Have a good time, be safe, and see you here next time on North Shore Live, Cooper's Corner. Thank you for watching. Have a very pleasant evening. Stay safe. Happy 4th of July. Fly your American flag and be proud.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay.